are going to record. Good morning, and it's a great and a warm welcome to you especially. We're talking about creating natural solutions for healthy tots and rugrats. And as you can see, we've got a precious little treasure sitting right there. That's my grandson, and he is all of 16 and a bit months old. He has been using the oil since he was in his mommy's womb. And I know that Melissa is going to be able to share some of her experiences with us today. I'm absolutely delighted to have some parents on the call with us so that we can learn from them. We're going to be touching the surface on oils and providing natural solutions for little people and our little treasures, but never forgetting mommy and daddy as well, because mommy may need extra support at this time in her life. So we're talking, of course, healthy solutions, natural solutions. And it is important as we're talking, we are not rendering medical advice. We are creating working solutions that can help you in your quest towards a life of natural wellness. So welcome. We've got Melissa there with Michael, and we'll be hearing from them in a little bit. So what are we going to be doing today? Okay, it's very, very simple. We're going to be teaching you how to use essential oils and other natural solutions to create some really amazing health and well-being for the little precious treasures in your life, okay? We're going to show you how to start using them in your own home, and we're going to offer you the opportunity to join our essential oil team if that is something that you want to do. So those things are all available to you. We're going to touch on how you can use essential oils, whether it's cleaning, whether it is different aspects of your space, or and how you can start to incorporate these things in your life. So I'm going to hand over to Melissa quickly, and just for her to share a little bit of her story with essential oils. So Melissa, over to you.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I started using the oils while I was before I was pregnant, actually, when they first started coming to South Africa. So we started with the oils right back then, and I obviously then fell pregnant, and it was amazing to use the oils during pregnancy. Different ones for calming, the serenity, the balance, upliftment one, because obviously you get a few mood swings from time to time. You have your high days and your low days. So yeah, all the oils were amazing to experiment and to also use them, and knowing they were safe. That was also a big thing for me, knowing I wasn't harming the unborn Michael, as well as putting toxins in my body. Headaches also, I seem to get a lot of headaches when I was pregnant, so I used the deep blue and peppermint and lavender, and I actually created a roller which I'd use instead of obviously taking what you were only allowed to do was Panado, and I found that worked the best, and that's what I actually still use to this day. And when it was time for the birth process, I actually took my oils into hospital as well, and used them. I got Keegan to, well, back then before COVID, obviously the husbands were allowed in, so Keegan would rub all the oil on my back for the pain, for just to keep me calm, and just to make the birthing experience more easier, if I can say that. And then then Michael came along, and we started the oils with him from birth. And again, knowing they're so safe, that's what drew us to them, because again, you don't want to pump a whole lot of toxins or things that a little baby shouldn't have. So there we would use lavender under his feet with a bit of coconut oil, breathe for those nights when they get a bit snotty and a little bit congested where they can't breathe. We diffuse them as well as actually putting them on him. And it would definitely assist with what we were aiming for. So we found vetiver, balance, serenity. You'd use your what are the calming ones? Your adaptive, all of those ones we used quite regularly, and we're still using it to this day. Every night we put his oils in, his diffuser, and he absolutely loves his diffusers and putting oils in. He gets my oils down out the box, and he's in and out playing with them all the time. He wants to put the oils in, he wants to put the water in. So it becomes like a whole family. And here he is here. It becomes a whole family experience. And with a new elephant diffuser, he's actually loving that. Before bedtime, again, we put the Serenity Balance in, depending on what he wants, the adaptive, sometimes the vetiver. And we lie on his bed, and it shows lights up on the wall. And he's actually there, he's busy learning the colors. So he's like there, you'll say, as the blue light comes on, he says blue, then it's yellow, then it's red. So it's a learning thing as well. And obviously with the sounds, the bird sounds, the wave sound, and then the music, and the water crashing on the rocks, he absolutely loves it. So yeah, I've loved the oils, and I found it's definitely changed our lives. And sometimes he actually gets a bit constipation. We've been using, sorry, just give me 1 second. Vegan. With the Zengest, we use for constipation, as well as we've been using On Guard. Sometimes he gets a little bit, when they get a bit snotty, On Guard is very good for under their feet. So all those, and frankincense, yes, frankincense is amazing as well. So a bit of frankincense, On Guard, Zengest on the tummy. We found those oils have been amazing to help with Michael. And the new kids range has been phenomenal. That has just blown us away with all their different rollers, and Michael has a ball with them. So we've absolutely loved using the oils, and Michael growing up with it, it's just second nature to him, where he has a ball using them as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we look forward to, I know we might have some more questions a little bit later, and I'm sure you'll be able to answer some of those questions. So thank you. Courtney, we're going to get you to share in a little bit, because Courtney's got some amazing experiences as well. So why my love of essential oils? I love the fact, so Michael, literally we do live 80 meters away from my grandson. And he comes across every morning, and you know how children are when they're still crawling, when they're walking around, waltzing around. To be able to offer cleaning solutions with natural products is amazing. So in terms of spraying the countertops with cleaning products that are not going to be toxic or poisonous to your children or your grandchildren, for me was very, very important. We've got tiles all over. So before, some of the cleaning products that we were using had toxins in it, and it's just something I'm more aware of because of a grandson in the house. Obviously, there are so many toxins around us, whether it's the air that we're breathing, whether it's our cleaning, the lotions, the stuff that we're putting into our bodies, where we can begin to minimize that. And we do have other classes that we've run in the past that actually have spoken about recipes. And I think about Marianne particularly. Marianne did a veritable cornucopia of recipes that we could apply in our homes, whether it was in the bathroom, whether it was in the kitchen, whether it was in our bedrooms and in our living areas, of products that we could use, whether it's lemon or wild orange or purify, to work in our home. So we can get those to you. But it was very important for me to provide natural solutions, not just for my little ones, but I have adult children and then still my mom and dad. So I wanted those natural solutions. So I want to ask you, and I'm going to ask you to pop it into the chat quickly. Why does supporting your kids' health naturally matter to you? Why is it important? So, of course, we all want our children to be healthy, but why is it important for you to support your children naturally? I'd love to hear your feedback. So I want you to just pop it in the chat. You've heard a little bit of my reasoning. Why does supporting your kids' health naturally matter to you? So if you want to just pop that into the chat, would love to hear from you. So there's Michael. Melissa did mention he loves the new kids range. Kids range is absolutely amazing. Okay. And I've got it right here. I love the colors. I love the fact that you literally can take them out, even if they dropped, as children sometimes do, the bright colors. And it is a beautiful education tool to literally say blue and green and red and everything. And we're going to be going through some of these today, but also mentioning some of the other tools, the other essential oils that are available to you. So I want to share 3 powerful things about essential oils for you today. And if you just remember these 3 things, then you are going to be good. So essential oils are natural, safe, and effective. Does that mean that everybody can use all the oils and they're perfectly safe to ingest, put on topically, and aromatically? No. They are powerful and they are potent. I will touch on potency and purity a little bit later on, but they are natural, they're safe, and they are effective. Okay, I love that. This just flies on ahead. Oils, that which we get in these bottles, are literally naturally occurring compounds distilled from plants. So they take plants, and depending on the plant, depending what it is, okay, they are going to distill it in a number of different ways. Some plants, the stems are used, some the fruit is used, some the leaves are used, some the roots are used, okay? And you're going to hear different ones. And what doTERRA do is they literally source the best. So it's not about what's going to give or produce the greatest amount of profit. It's what is going to be the most potent and pure and most effective for you, who's going to be the end user. So they are distilled in the right way for whatever that particular plant is. And they provide health benefits without the side effects and the contraindications of many medicines. I was fascinated to know, that clever guy who did the Hippocratic Oath, okay, Hippocrates, 2,000 years ago, he basically said that we need to go out into the garden, and that is where our medicine is, okay? And what we've done in our technology and our incredible advancements is we've taken what God created and put into the plants and the earth, and we've created a synthetic product to mimic that which God created in the earth. And that's really what medicines are. So they found, an opiate in the plant. Let's try and reproduce that and create, whether it's an opiate for ourselves or whether it's a narcotic or an anesthesia or whatever it is. And they have recreated that in the lab. And there's certainly a place for that, okay? But so many times we want to really go away from the natural because we think the synthetic is better. Well, I've learned a new thing. I've learned when we start looking at purity and potency, actually oils, essential oils are naturally occurring. There are incredible products that are available for helping our body heal itself. And I think that's an important thing for us to have a look at. One oil can contain dozens and even hundreds of naturally occurring constituents that allow it to provide many benefits. And if we just take lavender, now lavender is one of my all-time favorite oils, okay? I love this oil, okay? But the most amazing thing is, I'm a counselor, okay? So one of the things that I do is I do counseling. And for some of my clients that have panic attacks and anxiety, I can use lavender to calm them emotionally, okay? It's also going to aid with sleep, okay? But during lockdown, one of my sons got a 3rd-degree burn, and I used lavender to help him with the burn. Another one of my friends had a terrible chemo rash, and I used lavender mixed with a little tea tree to help really soothe that chemo rash. So yeah, you have, if I ingest lavender, now please note, you cannot just ingest any, you can't go into a chemist or a health shop, take that lavender, okay, and ingest it. You cannot do that because you don't know what's in the bottle. And according to the world regulations, if a company puts 8% pure oil in a bottle, they can label it pure. 8%, you heard correctly. So it doesn't matter what the other 92% is, whether it's contaminants or fillers or whatever it is. 8%, I can label it pure. So not all essential oils are created equally. So if we take the lavender, now some people say to me, I'm allergic to lavender. Well, then I'm going to say to you, are you really allergic to lavender? Or could you be allergic to the contaminants, fillers, and the stuff that they put in the bottle? Okay. And that's very, very important. So know that not the lavender I buy on the shelf from the 7 different companies or the one that I buy from doTERRA, they are not created equal. And so that's something that we really, really need to know and understand. I want to touch on the digestive blend. So we're talking specifically kids. Melissa mentioned it. The digestive blend, okay, getting my bottles out. The digestive blend, I just love these colors. This is going to relieve stomach upset. It's going to also help with motion sickness. It does soothe sunburn, calms inflammation due to food allergies. So if we look at this digestive blend, yes, we also have something called Zengest, which is fantastic. I've used Zengest with both my grandson, with my mom, with my husband who suffered before in terms of indigestion, heartburn, etc., etc. The beautiful thing about when it's in this kid's digestive blend, it comes in an already made roller bottle. Okay, it has a very minty smell. And of course, it also has a spearmint in it. Beautiful, beautiful, refreshing. So what I would do if Michael was having a little bit of a tummy upset, there's a beautiful thing, you can Google it. It's called the I Love You massage. Okay. And so what you do is you would do in the letter I on your baby's tummy or on your toddler's tummy, you'd go I, and then you do the L, and then you do the U, I love you. And gently in a clockwise direction, you would do a gentle massage on baby's tummy. The amazing thing about the kids range is it's already diluted. So it has already fractionated coconut oil in this. So literally it's ready to use, which is really, really amazing. I don't need to dilute it. Whenever we're talking about essential oils for children, remember, dilute, dilute, dilute. It's very, very important. That's why this is so great. It's already diluted. Okay. Essential oils are cost effective. So if we just talk about the digestive blend, I know, for example, we used to always have to have Enos or Gaviscon in our home. Why? Because when my husband ate, he got TERRA every single night of his life. Now, for one serving, I believe it's R8.57. I must check the prices again, but it was R8.57 for one serving. And normally he had 2 servings of the Gaviscon or Enos, okay? And he would have to have that every single night, okay? If he uses Zengest, which is the same one, okay, except in the adult form, okay? If he uses this, he has 2 drops. One drop is R4.50. So that is R9 for 2 drops that he would use. And it has actually changed. It's been a game changer. We no longer need Enos or Gaviscon. So from a cost-effective perspective, this is really an amazing opportunity for our children. Okay, both our children, but also for us as adults. So essential oils cost a few rand. So we don't look and go, oh, how much is that bottle? We literally can work out how much is it per drop. Because for so many issues, we now literally say 1 drop or 2 drops. So 1 bottle can literally contain hundreds of doses of whatever you're doing. So for my husband, that Zengest lasts for a considerable amount of time. Because you're looking at about 250 drops in a bottle. If he has 2 every single day of his life, he's not having 2, okay? But if he were to do that, it literally would be 3 months worth in a bottle. Okay, so think about the cost of a doctor's visit for something like an earache or a tummy ache. Now, again, if my child or my grandchild has a raging temperature, I'm not going to grab the oils, okay? I'm going to, the minute he starts with a temperature, or if he's feeling, we know when our children are feeling a little iffy, they're just a little bit omgekrap. That is when I'm going to be reaching. I also, as a specialist health counselor, okay, I want to be more erring on the side of walking in health rather than trying to fix up something that is bad at the end. So it's important. A fever in itself is not a bad thing. It literally is a signpost that's saying something's happening in your child's body or in your own body. Something is going on. So when we start, obviously, it's a lot of things that come with the fever, the feeling irritable and the mizzy and all of those things. But a fever in itself is actually a good thing because it's saying my body is fighting an infection. We're not going to say that same thing if my fever is sitting at 40 degrees. Okay, that's not a good thing. So what we need to do is try and walk in a better place of high level wellness for our lives, to say, I want to prevent myself from getting sick in the beginning. And I've used the oils to do just that, to walk in a better place. So Melissa mentioned it, and I'm sure Courtney's going to mention it just now, okay? But think about it for a minute. If we're using On Guard, and I know, I'm just going to get it here. Okay, that's the protective blend. It's the lovely red one. We will talk about it just now. But if I'm putting 2 drops of On Guard under my feet, if I'm putting it under Michael's feet every day, it's already boosting my system. It's strengthening my immune system and helping me become stronger so that when the bugs or the bad stuff come, my body's in a better position to ward off whatever that is, the infection or the sickness or the whatever. So think about that. I'm investing in my wellness rather than trying afterwards to try and fix a sickness or a disease. Just a few drops of essential oils can literally save hundreds of rands. So a few drops of Kids Protective Blend, or what we call On Guard. So it's a natural antiseptic. It's safe and gentle first aid oil, antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. I want to say it has an amazing smell. So I'm going to open it. Also, it's not just On Guard diluted. It has a very, very interesting space. So for those of you who have both, I want to encourage you, have a whiff of that and see. But literally, before Michael goes out, he's got maybe little play dates, maybe he's got a party, maybe he's not going to school yet, but some of you may have children going to school. This is great, under the feet, before they go out for their day, before they put their shoes and their socks on, under their feet, pop the socks on, and then off on a day. This protective blend is really, really powerful for you to be able to use. And again, we're working from the inside out. The amazing thing about essential oils is that they are incredible in terms of directly from the plants to be able to be easily absorbed into our own cells. And our bodies are so intelligent that it will use the essential oil and those volatile compounds where it needs to use it in our body. That's intelligence that you cannot match. So when I'm taking in, so for example, if I'm putting the lavender on my skin, for example, and there is a burn or there is a bite or there is a whatever, and my body needs it there, it's going to use it. If I'm taking lavender in and I'm smelling it, one of my favorite smells, okay? It never used to. I thought lavender smelled like a bit like a toilet, okay? But I want to tell you, I love doTERRA lavender, and it's so calming. So my body's going to use that to calm and just what it needs. And that's the power of using tested, pure, certified, or essential oils for your body. I want to tell you, doTERRA, it stands out in a crowd. Purity and potency. This is important because I've said it before, but not all essential oils are created equal. Whether it says pure on the bottle or not, I went literally to the Spar the other day, and you know the Spar where we buy groceries? I could buy a 19 Rand 99 bottle of pure vanilla oil, essential oil. I don't even want to know what it's got in that essential oil, okay? Because that ain't pure, but it's got pure on the bottle. So let's start digging. doTERRA's essential oils are certified pure, tested grade, standard to guarantee purity and potency. Now, I don't know if you can see this. Let me just open this up. If you have a look at every single bottle of doTERRA oil, you'll see a number right over there. That number, you can go to source2you.com, which is a third party, okay? It's a third party website. You pop that number in and it's going to tell you what this oil is, where this oil is from, the tests that have been done. It guarantees purity and potency. And I love that doTERRA insists on purity and potency above anything else. So what is it? Let's just, oh, why it's going back, I don't know. Apologies. Okay. Purity means that an oil has not been adulterated with synthetic agents or contaminated by chemicals. Now, this is important. We all know there's so much greed and chasing after money in this world, okay? So this part is very important. We could produce more oils. We could make a bigger profit. But doTERRA's passion is they do not want anything other than 100% purity. And so they will test the ground before the plants, or the ground near the plants, okay? Because some of the trees have been there for many years, okay? So they didn't test beforehand, but the ground, they will test through what is being used on the plant while the plant is growing and all those processes happening. When the leaves or the stems or the roots are taken, tested then, tested when the essential oils are being distilled. And that's important because, again, contaminants could have been put in at that place and then again afterwards, when it is put in the bottle, tested again. These bottles go through more than 50 tests, and at every single stage, no contaminants, no adulteration with synthetic items at all. That's purity. Can we say all essential oils are pure, even though it's on the bottle? No. So what is potency? Potency means an oil has an ideal balance of the chemical constituents because the plants it came from were grown and harvested in ways that produce optimal plant chemistry. Now, again, there's certain things like vetiver. We will touch on vetiver a little bit later on, but vetiver, we use the roots. Peppermint, for example, you may use the leaves. If we're talking about frankincense, copaiba, we're going myrrh, you're going to talk about using the resin or using with what has come from within the actual tree. Potency means it's not about where am I going to get the biggest yield. It's where's the best quality of those particular chemical constituents of the plant. That is critical. So when I'm giving my little precious or my mama or any of my loved ones oil, I know purity and potency unparalleled. So let's talk about a blend that will really be useful for you. Okay, the restful blend. Okay, the beautiful thing about the restful blend, okay, Karma. Lavender, we know. Lavender is just so incredible. I love taking just a normal lavender and then letting people smell that. And then I bring doTERRA lavender and you cannot compare it. Lavender has these layers of complexity and you can feel it. The lavender moves your very, very soul on an emotional level. It's amazing. So the restful blend is not just lavender. It is a blend that has been specially formulated to help restful from within, okay? This is an amazing blend if you're putting it, if little one is a bit fussy. So a couple of weeks ago, Melissa had to have an emergency surgery. And Melissa is still breastfeeding, okay? And Michael, for the first time in his life, didn't have mommy at home. And that was really challenging, okay? For daddy and for granny, it was really challenging. And the first thing that we did was we grabbed the oils and we massaged under his feet. We made sure his diffuser, Melissa mentioned his diffuser, we made sure we had Serenity, which is the restful blend. We had balance grounding him. And I want to tell you, this is one of the blends that we used with Michael. And so did he suddenly just like pass out? No. Was it still challenging? Yes. But I would have hated to have known what it would have been without this, which really aided and assisted him in terms of calming the stress and the anxiety that he felt not having his mommy there. You can see he loves, that's lavender. He absolutely loves putting the bottle. Now that bottle is actually closed, okay? But the power of our essential oils is literally, yes, my lavender. I literally can do that and smell. Michael loves taking my lavender and doing just that with it. So there's 3 ways that we use essential oils. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways. So this is before the kids blend came along. This is one of the ways that I would have used for Michael. So I put 2 drops in and I cup. Now watch for your eyes, okay? Because again, very powerful, very potent. Just cup gently over your nose. Breathe in slowly, deeply inhale at least 5 times to 10 times, okay? Slowly and deeply. And then gently exhale through your mouth. Be aware and be intentional about what you're wanting in terms of wanting to accomplish through the whichever space. So if I'm needing energy, be intentional about, wow, taking in this beautiful oil and laugh and being grateful. If I'm wanting to calm down, being intentional in terms of receiving peace and being grateful again for this amazing gift. So aromatically, Melissa did speak about the diffuser. So I've got my diffuser on right next to me. I know she's got her elephant diffuser there, but the aroma of an essential oil, it literally takes seconds for it to be able to begin to affect the body, okay, and the brain chemistry. So when we inhale, what happens is it travels up our noses, and there is an olfactory bulb sitting just under this very, very hard bridge of your nose. And it has millions and millions of neurotransmitters waiting there to receive this incredible fragrance, okay? It receives these volatile compounds and takes seconds. It doesn't go through this thinking center, your frontal cortex. It misses that completely, and it goes directly into your brain in the limbic area. And in your limbic system, that is where your emotions are connected. So think about your child when maybe they are too young to have a cognitive, intelligent conversation, okay? They don't know how they're feeling. They don't know what's going on. They can't even articulate that correctly. But guess what? This goes directly into the emotional center. And if I'm wanting to calm quickly, this is how I'm going to do it. Literally, and okay, you're not going to smother your child, okay, but I would put 2 drops in my hand and gently just first show the child what I'm doing, and then go like this over their nose and let them gently sniff it. See their response. See how they respond to that fragrance. Your child will tell you if they don't like that fragrance. Let me tell you that. They'll show you very, very quickly. You can also give the bottle to the child, and if they're drawn to that bottle, then that's definitely one that's going to help them, okay? It then takes another 20 minutes for the messaging to go from your limbic system literally all over your body to touch, connect with every cell of your body. 20 minutes. That's a power. So if you want quick, if you want fast working, I'm wanting to calm my child, I'm wanting to just get rid of the stress or anxiety, then aromatic is the fastest way to do it. Okay. So I want you to think for a minute. When was the last time you peeled an orange? Okay. How did you feel when you smelt that oil from the rind? I'm going to just give you a minute. How did you feel about that? That's the power of aromatic. Okay. Or I'm going to say to you, when last did you eat a lemon? How is that for you? When I think about lemon, okay, I haven't tasted a lemon now and I don't have lemon around me, but I'm already feeling that in my mouth. Was that the same with you? Could you feel that? That's the power of aroma. That's the power of what scent can do, okay? Now imagine that in real, I'm going to say levende lewe. Okay, so oils, that's the beautiful oil diffuser that is available now. I love it. They can be used aromatically. Literally, I've shown you how. You can use a diffuser, or literally you can smell it from straight out the bottle. That's what you can do in terms of aromatics. So that's the one way that you can use it. I want to talk to you about Courage Blend. So many kids now, wow. You know what? They're superheroes just to be going through this time in their lives, and they need a little of being brave. So if you find that there's, for those who are having little people, it wasn't around when I was having children, but they go through these leaps now. When your child is going through a leap and they're learning new things and they're needing, whether it's potty training or whether it's going to a little daycare or whatever it is, this is a great blend to go for, because this one is just going to give them, it's such a beautiful blend. It encourages confidence. So what I would do with this one is literally, if they were going to try a new experience, I would roll this under their feet and also put some in their hand, obviously depending on their age, and let them have a little smell. This is really a happy smell. You can see the color there and just the name. I mean, I just love these kids range names. And see the difference for your children. Topical use. So I mentioned topical use, okay? But oils are these little minuscule particles that are so quickly absorbed and by the skin. Our skin is the biggest organ in our body. It's an incredible gift that we have, okay? You can use a wonderful area before you do topical. Please test the sensitivity of your skin or your child's skin. And this is important. Don't just put undiluted oils on your child's skin. They can burn. There's certain oils that are called hot oils. So it's really important for you to use wisdom when dealing with this, okay? So I've used oils very successfully topically, whether it's for burns, itchy bites, whether it's for that chemo rash that I mentioned, whether it's just for especially emotional spaces, using the under the feet. And I would massage under the feet and encourage you, use essential oils after a bath. Don't just take, and essential oils are lovely in a bath, but oil and water don't mix. So if I literally took peppermint or lavender and I popped it like this into the bath and I left it like that, that oil is going to sit on top of the water. Okay, it's important. What you would do with that is literally maybe put a handful of Epsom salts in your hand, put a drop or 2 drops, depending if it's for you or your little one, into the Epsom salts, and then put the Epsom salts with the oil into your bath, and then it will get absorbed. So somebody put a whole lot of drops on their bath and just got into the bath like that, and then wondered why their skin had a reaction. So I would test first. The best way to test is literally put a drop on the inside. It's a really great place to see skin sensitivity. A drop there, wait 20 to 30 minutes. If there's no reaction, no allergy, no sensitivity, then you can continue. But remember, dilute, dilute, dilute. Okay, so we always want to encourage you to dilute, especially when we're talking about children. Okay. What are things you might use an oil topically for? Okay, so this is interesting because we've got some people on the call. So you're welcome to maybe pop into the chat. What are you going to use an oil topically for? And if we've got some experienced people, I think, Courtney, should I throw it over to you now? And you can share. And let me tell you, Courtney is a dad of 2, and him and Elfrida use the oils every day. I love some of the ideas. You're going to want to connect with him afterwards, because he's going to be talking about some great recipe blends that they've made for their kids. And I want to say I'm blown away by what they have. And all I'm going to say is if you need a getting rid of the monster in the bedroom at night, Courtney's your man. So Courtney, I'm going to stop my share for a second because I want to give you the full floor.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, we've been using the doTERRA essential oils for the past 2 years now, very, very successfully with the kids. Some of the stories that we've got is our little one doesn't sleep through the night. He's 2.5 years old, and we had no luck. No luck with lavender, no luck with serenity, adaptive, balance, all those beautiful oils that Melanie and Melissa has mentioned. And then we tried the combination of patchouli and lavender and vetiver. I think that's the third one in the mix. And suddenly the little one started to sleep better. Not through every night yet, but definitely 5 out of 7 he sleeps through now. We started to use infused rooibos tea with the kids. We infuse with some Roman chamomile. I've got lavender tea. We got peppermint tea at the moment that we use as well. Ilion still drinks a bottle of milk at night. So now instead of just making him milk, we actually use the rooibos tea to make his milk, his powder milk with. And we went from taking 45 minutes to an hour for him to fall asleep, and we down to 15 minutes when he falls asleep at the moment. So it really, really works very well for him. He personally doesn't like his diffuser. Interesting enough, ours got a little light permanently on, and the diffuser is on when the lights are on, and diffusing lavender in the room and serenity for him. And the moment that the lights switch off, it's mama, set the diffuser off, because he moans about the little light. I don't know. He loves this very, very, very pitch black, dark bedroom a lot. My oldest son, which is 7, he loves his diffuser. That diffuser runs throughout the night with the light switched on. And I've got some of the holiday joy from last year's Christmas season. And Rochelle loved that smell. There was another one, holiday peas as well. And the combination, I by mistake thrown in the 2 into 1 bottle, and now we got joyous peas in my house. He loves the combination. He throws in that every night with him, and he really sleeps very, very well. Rushay got some drugs in his system. We've adopted him. So he shows signs similar to ADHD, hyperactive type signs, doesn't sleep during the day and so forth. But when he goes to bed and that diffuser, he sleeps like a bomb, 8 to 7, no problems. The monster spray, the kids love the monster spray. We got the idea from somebody to just make a bottle of water and put the label on, to spray at night when the monsters comes to play around. And then we started to say, well, wait, we can use and abuse this now to our very benefit. And we started to throw peppermint in for the kids to spray around and hunt spiders, because we got rain spiders in our house. I removed a few from the house at night a few times this year already. And it's literally, you can see the spiders run. You can see the mosquitoes fly away when the kids spray that peppermint spray. The monster spray with the lavender and the serenity also works beautiful for their pillows and their bedding, just to create a lekker, nice environment for them. The lavender that you mentioned, Melanie, to keep the kids calm, we started now with Rochelle to help him at school by putting a drop of lavender in a capsule and giving it to him to drink. Now we've tested by mistake with 2 drops, and he was like mellow zombie. The first day that we gave that to him. So we said, no, let's go back to 1 drop. And it really just helps him at school just to be more in control of himself, just to be that bit of relax and to help his focus and so forth. We do not have the kids range yet for the kids, so we use the other oils, but we also added some copaiba and some frankincense for him specifically to help his little body. Of course, we had a homeopathic doctor help us to get rid of the drugs from his system. So now we're helping him with the frankincense and the copaiba to regenerate his cells and make the cells nice and round and fresh. And it's been a 10-day journey now, and he's reacting very, very good to the oils taken internally in the little capsule every day. Because in the capsule, it doesn't smell the oil, so it's not a case of, ooh, I don't like this, or ooh, no kids nonsense. He just drinks it, look, glass of water, and there he goes. So you get the benefit very, very quickly and very well for him from the oil. Yeah, the little rollers that like you mentioned, it works beautifully in our house. I've got 15 personal rollers that we've made with different blends already, with little stickers and stuff. We've got oil stickers. I'm not sure if you guys can see them. With dinosaurs and Paw Patrol and all kinds of things on them for the kids specifically, for ANAS and for sinus and for hoes and for cream, the body cream at night. We've started to infuse with the oils as well, and we put a little bottle with a little sticker, Jon Serum Dino Cream, and they love it. The kids. Well, Ilion climbed up the bookshelf the other night to go and steal his bottle of cream, and he creamed quite well himself completely. Yeah, they love it. Ilion, if I open the bottles, he's just like rake. He also the bottles in the mouth that he wants to taste it, but he loves the smells. We're teaching them already the names of the smells, so they can learn what the proper names of the oils are and how they use it as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Courtney, bye donkey. I see we have got a question from Janine, so I'm going to let you read the chat box, Courtney, and then I'm going to carry on with the presentation, and then if you can maybe answer Janine when we're done, that would be great. I'm going to carry on with our presentation here. This is important. We're talking about, there we go, internal use. So yes, we can take some of the essential oils in internally. And let me tell you, it was interesting that Courtney said the lavender. So again, as a counselor, 1 drop of lavender is really, really good to calm from the inside out. So it's powerful. Literally aromatically, lavender works within seconds, but if you take 1 drop, some people don't like the taste. I've made a lavender, and my son's actually made a lavender ice cream, and we've made a lavender lemonade. That was quite amazing. But do not ingest anything that is not certified pure tested grade oil, because that literally can be toxic, okay? That's important. I love these things. So if we just add a couple of drops to a veggie capsule for adults, you can put some with your tea. Courtney, I'm also going to ask you at the end of the session just to tell them how you infuse your tea, because I was fascinated by this. Courtney taught me this. I absolutely love it, and I certainly am going to give it a try. So I'd love for you to share about how you're infusing your rooibos tea, because I think that's just so powerful. There are certain ones Courtney mentioned, and this was interesting too. Children, frankincense is one of those. Time doesn't permit us to do, but frankincense, guys, is just phenomenal. I'm going to give you the link to somebody. She's called the Essential Midwife. She's incredible. She uses essential oils when she helps bring babies into the world. And I was listening to her. She actually shared the other evening, and I was listening to her sharing, and she was mentioning this one particular child was it was crying. The mother had suffered abuse in the past, and this child, for the first half an hour of its life, it cried and cried and cried. She tried to use lavender, it didn't work. She tried to use a bit of grounding, it didn't work. And she started praying. She said, and suddenly while she was praying, she had this idea, just use a drop of frankincense. And she said she'd never used frankincense with a newborn baby before, and she literally took one drop of frankincense and put it with some fractionated coconut oil. And she just gently put some at the top of the child's head and down the spine of the child. And almost instantaneously, the child stopped crying and was attentive, looked into her eyes. It was quite a phenomenal thing. And I was fascinated by that. So she says now she never goes into a delivery room without frankincense. So I found that very, very interesting. I am going to give you her website so that you can go and have a look. We've spoken a lot about natural solutions, okay? We've spoken about some of them. There's also the focus blend. So Janine, this one would definitely be one for you. The focus blend, it helps boost concentration. And so I know that I help with my daughter, my daughter is a teenager, and I put some focus blend on her wrists when she's going to be doing homework or when she needs to particularly be focused. I also put some in a diffuser for her, and it's absolutely lovely. It also helps focus if I'm wanting to be clear, and it decreases hyperactivity, okay? And it provides more of a thoughtful, calm, peaceful space for the child. We can give you more information about these blends. I did tell you we're touching the iceberg, okay? We did speak about the digestive blend. There's a grounding blend. As a counselor, this is one of my go-to blends for adults and for children. So imagine a little person, okay? Think about, I live on the coast, so I see boats that go mad, and sometimes the storms and the waves and the craziness, okay? So the soothing blend calms the waves. The grounding blend puts the anchor down. The two of them together are just amazing. So if you have a child, and it's exactly the same for adults, a lot of my clients, my go-to is going to be serenity and balance. For the children, you've got your grounding and your soothing blend, okay? It's going to help ground. So again, if you don't like my boat analogy, think about a tree with deep roots. This is grounding. This is going to help just give a little bit of stability in terms of your child. Can help alleviate temper tantrums, disappointment, and even discouraged feelings. We've spoken about those. I wanted to touch on some of these: balance, serenity, frankincense, copaiba, Siberian fir. If you've got children who are teething, copaiba and Siberian fir just along the gums, really good. Lavender, go-to. I also wanted to touch on the mummies today. Melissa mentioned it in terms of being pregnant, etc., etc. But this book, and I'm going to show you the book now, you can get it as an ebook. It is available on Take-A-Lot. Really, really, it's almost one of those no-brainers. You've got to get yourself a copy of the book. There's the website, theessentialmidwife.com. She is incredible. She has some great resources there to help you. She suggests never, ever not have water with lemon or wild orange, have something citrusy. So I did tell you lavender was one of my favorites. The other one, my favorite day one, is wild orange. It's a citrus blend. It's going to lift you up. It's going to give you a little bit more energy. But interestingly, wild orange also helps you sleep better. Don't ask me how it works. It just works. But wild orange is great. I put 2 drops in my water every day. And interestingly enough, I've also done it for my grandson. He's got his cup of water right here. He was here a little while ago. And I put water in here and I put a drop or 2 of the wild orange, and he simply loves it. Okay, so try it, citrus. So this is the book, Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth and Babies. Stephanie Fritz, she's amazing, and she has got so much knowledge in terms of what's great for babies, for little people. Are essential oils safe for pregnancy? Her answer is yes, yes, and yes. For birthing, she's helped hundreds of mothers give birth. She uses oil successfully with that. And then obviously there are 1 or 2 oils that are not great if you're breastfeeding. Something like copaiba is really, really good if you're breastfeeding and you're wanting to use increase your milk supply. Copaiba is absolutely great. Peppermint is one to generally stay away from if you are breastfeeding, because for some people that may slow the breast milk down a bit. Okay, so think about, why did you want to get involved in natural solutions? Okay, for your children and for your family. I want to just give you literally an everyday routine. If we go back to Stephanie Fritz, this is what she says: everyday routine. We should be applying the grounding and the protective blend every morning. So that's your on guard. The grounding is your balance. She suggests, and my daughter-in-law Melissa will love this, she suggests, we don't have Melissa yet in South Africa, it's coming, but 1 drop of Melissa, she said, and Melissa is absolutely amazing, and one of those you should have every day. She said it's amazing. Use frankincense daily, she says. Don't not have citrus, whether it's grapefruit, whether it's lemon, or whether it's wild orange, or even tangerine, in your water. She says the difference is going to help in terms of tummy, gut, also feeling better. She talks about a detox blend, but again, remember, if you're breastfeeding or if you're pregnant, you don't really want to, unless it's for medical reasons, be detoxing your body, because your body is already, you have a superpower. Okay, if you're carrying a child, you have a superpower, so focus on that. Okay. And she speaks about making sure that you are on a good vitamin. And I know that doTERRA are bringing in the Lifelong Vitality Pack to South Africa a little bit later this year. Watch out for that. She encourages a good, healthy probiotic. And she also speaks about making sure your gut is good, okay? And lastly, she says, look at your Roman chamomile, your bergamot, your vetiver, in terms of having sleep is important, okay? Those are just important little messages. So let's go. How do we get involved, okay? If you've liked what you've seen, go back to the person that invited you to this class today. As doTERRA wholesale customers, we get 25% discount. So when we enroll, we get 25% on everything. This is the kit I was talking to you about, okay? It has all those amazing blends. I love it. You don't even need to be a kid just to love it. At the moment, they launched it this month while stocks last. This is the kids special at the moment. You can get it. We offering it at cost price, 740, because we just love the oils and we love the products. Okay, so you can get an elephant diffuser, the MEO. I was like, what does that stand for? My Essential Oil Pal, and a lavender. You can get that one. An amazing thing is inside of there is a little wool handmade ball that you actually put the lavender on, and the kids love that as their safety blanket. For 2 days only today and tomorrow, the special ends tomorrow evening, you can get this Family Essentials kit, which is your 10 5ml oils at a 20% discount. So now is the time to enroll and get those amazing oils on special. So that's the one kit. This is the other. This is the one I enrolled with. This for me is a no-brainer. I'm getting 3 times the amount of oil. I'm getting a free diffuser, and I'm only paying literally, what is that? 1,200 Rand more. It's amazing. So this was a no-brainer. 2 years ago, I bought my kit. I paid 4,500 Rand for it. So you're getting it cheaper than I did for 3 years ago. So if you, there is no better time than right now to grab your enrollment kit. And then, of course, you can, just like a Clicks Club card, the more that you are buying, the more points you get back, and you can convert your points to amazing products. Last year alone, I earned over 10,000 Rands worth of products just using my loyalty rewards program, and I absolutely loved it. And I got free oils every month, which is just amazing. So if you are wanting to grab hold of the enrollment special, talk to the person that invited you to the class, number one. Number two, you can contact us, and we would love to help you get onto a place of better wellness for you and for your family. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to stop